7 major sins in Islam. Islam makes a distinction between major and minor sins. Minor sins are offenses against humans. They should be punished by other humans. But major sins are offenses against God. Committing them will send the offender to hell. Here are some of the most heinous sins. 1. Shirk. Shirk is often translated as idolatry or polytheism, but its meaning is more encompassing. Shirk means associating something with God. Islam teaches that God does not share his divine attributes with anyone. Thus, only God can be worshipped. Medieval Muslims thought the Crusaders were polytheists. They associated the Trinity with shirk. The idea that Allah can be married or have children is also shirk. 2. Witchcraft. Witchcraft is actually banned in countries with Sharia law. It's also associated with shirk. To a Muslim, any magic means dealing with jinni. But asking jinni for help means you don't trust Allah enough. So it's almost like worshipping a jinn instead of God. Thus, all witches commit shirk. 3. Killing. Murder is obviously a major sin. Only Allah can take another person's soul. However, there are qualifications on this matter. Murder is not as bad as shirk. Shirk is the worst sin because it implies having no faith in Allah. Another important issue is permissibility. If the killer thinks murder is permissible, they will be eternally punished. If they understand that it's not, they'll go to hell, but not forever. Islam also permits executions in specific cases. 4. Riba. Riba is usually translated as usury, but there are many interpretations of this concept. Riba refers to any exploitative gains made in business. It's often used to refer to interest charged on loans. The $2 trillion Islamic banking industry is based on this concept. Another form of riba applies to unequal exchange of commodities. If the rate of exchange is unequal, it's a sin. 5. Consuming the property of an orphan. Orphans must be taken in by their relatives. They're to be treated kindly. If an orphan has any wealth, it cannot be touched. The caretaker's responsibility is safeguarding it. The Quran says,
"Indeed, those who devour the property of orphans unjustly are only consuming into their bellies fire, and they will be burned in a blaze."
6. Fleeing from the battlefield. Muslims should stand their ground and not fear death. They will be rewarded in the afterlife. In the Quran, Allah says,
"O believers, when you face the disbelievers in battle, never turn your back to them, and whoever does so on such an occasion, unless it is a maneuver or to join their own troops, will earn the displeasure of Allah, and their home will be hell."
Muslims can flee if they're outnumbered more than twofold. 7. Falsely accusing others of adultery. Adultery and fornication, known as zina, are both major sins. But so is accusing a chaste person of committing zina. An accusation of zina must be backed by 4 witnesses. If it's not, the false accuser must be given 80 lashes. They will also end up in hell for their sin. False accusations against men and women are treated equally. However, they're most often made against women. So the Quran only mentions accusations against women.